Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Those of you that are new to the channel, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. I post loads of coaching videos out there for all ultra runners and some lower runners. I haven't done money videos of that, but I will try and do, I always mean to. Obviously I do a lot of vlogs as well, so if people want to follow my own personal journey, the battles that I have and how I get on, then yeah, please subscribe and you'll get those videos. If there's any videos that you would like to see, or you've been looking on YouTube and Google and you haven't really found that answer, please put comments below and I'll try and answer that question for you on another future video. If it's a topic that I'm not 100% on or haven't got enough facts for it, I'll probably just give you a private message to say that I don't really have the knowledge to be able to give you a proper answer for it, but I will try and find somehow to get that answer for you. But today we're going to talk about hydration, not just everyday hydration, but more to do with hydration during races. I think this is probably one of the #1 reasons why people DNF, especially during the summer months. Half the reason for that is because we have these cool temperatures and all of a sudden 2 days before a race we end up having a massive heat wave and we sort of haven't got our water calculations quite right, or our body isn't accustomed to this new random temperatures that just popped up randomly in the UK. For me personally, I've definitely made this mistake. It's definitely something I've gone low on water to keep that water weight down. So it's all about keeping your pack low, and I've sacrificed water stupidly and had to suffer. And I'm definitely one of those people that's had to drink out of cow troughs before, and I've been really seriously ill after an event, and it's something I'll definitely never ever do again. I definitely lost some weight in that week. So yeah, if you're someone who feels quite low during the event, or you start to cramp up, most likely it's going to be down to some sort of hydration problem rather than just a food or calorie content. We always use calories as one of the most important parts of our race, and thinking, right, okay, I've got to eat as much as I can per hour and get that nutrition and calories in there, but hydration is up there as well. Water has got to be up there somewhere. So like I said, what happens is when these big heat waves come along, we've been in our training, we might have used a 60 to 90 minute run. We've come back and we've gone, actually I didn't really drink much water during that training run. I'm using that as a marker for our main races, which I think is a really massive mistake, because who's to say after that hour-and-a-half run you come in, had a shower, had a change, but actually you were just on the line of being a little bit dehydrated. If that was in a race, you would probably have a little bit of water at the checkpoint, maybe some flat coke, carried on again. You might have only like sort of hydrated for 60 minutes rather than the 90 minutes that you would normally do in your normal training runs, and you get to the next checkpoint, you're slowly tapping away at your reserves for hydration. Mile 30, come really dehydrated, and then you're suffering for the rest of that ultra. The best run that you can do to really work out your hydration is obviously your long run. Remember, your long run is your crucial run per week. It tells you absolutely everything regarding what pace you should be doing, is your kit correct, hydration, all those things, race plan strategies are all going to be happening in that long run. So use that long run as your marker. If you're coming back and you drank all your water and you felt like, oh, I could have done with another 500 mils, I got a little bit dehydrated at the end, then that's going to happen in the race. Nothing's going to change. Don't use those hour-and-a-half, 2 hour mark race runs that you do as a marker for hydration. You will need more water. You might not do. You might have got it bang on your long runs. Little tests that you can do to help you work out hydration, not just on your long run, but you can also do the 60-minute run where you weigh yourself before an event, before a run, go for a run, come back, weigh yourself again. You've lost, say, for example, a kilo. That kilo is most likely going to be water. Weigh a bit of water until it gets to kilo, and then you know how much water you need to be taking per hour, if that makes sense. Obviously, when it comes to heat waves in the UK, where we've had these cool temperatures, and all of a sudden 2 days before the event we have this massive heat wave, that gets a little bit more tricky, how to work out your hydration. But I definitely wouldn't be going on the same amount of water that I would do if it wasn't a heat wave. I would definitely be thinking, okay, maybe I need another 500 ml bottle of water here just to get me from checkpoint to checkpoint. You can always change that during an event. So if I've got 1.5 litres or 2 litres, and actually I'm coping with it all quite well, I'm not feeling dehydrated, I could just let some of that water escape, not refill it at the next checkpoint, and get back down to a lower weight during that race. But I'd rather have too much water than go low and obviously go through a scenario of losing weight through illness after an event. Other ways you can test it is obviously doing the urine test. So go to the toilet. If it's clear, then you know you're hydrated. If it's coloured, then you know you're dehydrated. Obviously, things what will happen is if you are a little dehydrated and you're going to start to drink more water, yes, you will be getting up in the middle of the night, probably several times a night because you drank loads of water that day. Remember, your body is always trying to find this equal balance between salt and water. It can't be off balance with that. You can't have too much salt, otherwise your organs would fail. If it didn't have enough salt, your body wouldn't be able to move. So it's trying to find this even balance for your body to cope with the hydration levels that you're trying to get it to. It takes about 10 days roughly, I think, for your body to really adjust to this new level of hydration that you want, but stick with it and you'll find you'll cope with the new hydration level pretty easy after those 10 days. Some people it's before that, but you've got to keep it up, keep those levels up all the time, and you'll be fine. Now obviously when it comes to heat waves, people then start taking salt tablets. Definitely if it's hot and you're someone that cramps, then obviously salt is going to be another factor in there. Remember, a cramp is when one part of your muscle is contracting and the other one's not letting that muscle escape. It's stopped working slightly or it's stuck, and that's normally because it hasn't got the salts in there to help it activate, to release it. So you just get tighter and tighter all the time, eventually obviously getting that cramp in there. But again, your long run, that should all be practiced in there. You should be getting used to taking those salt tablets. If you know, it should be all happening in that run, and you should know by then how many salt tablets you need per hour because you've been practicing it. If it's happening during the race, it's never happened during a long run, then obviously you haven't stuck to your race strategy or race plan correctly, because what normally happens is we'll take water for a long run, and then on an ultra we might then start to go, okay, this bottle's going to have water in it, this bottle's going to have some energy powders in there, and so you've changed something from your training runs to fit a strategy for a race, which then can go a little bit pear-shaped. So stick to your race plan, just stick to that long run, and that's how you work out your salts. If you're someone who doesn't suffer from cramps, I wouldn't worry about it too much. You probably find the foods that you're eating during the ultra is probably going to have that balance. That's not to say you can't have a couple of salt tablets in your backpack just in case. If you're starting to suffer a cramp, taking a salt tablet isn't going to have an immediate effect, but it will help you get through it. We all know ultras are all a long game anyway, so it'll just be like hitting a wall for maybe for an hour, and then all of a sudden you start to feel better again, off you go. So that is it from hydration levels. Like I said, I know it's hard in the UK to get that hydration right because the weather keeps changing all the time, but it's something to really think about. Don't use the checkpoints as markers, as thinking, okay, when I get to that next checkpoint, that's when I'm going to have it. You should be self-sufficient as much as possible. I always find checkpoint tables are always a bonus. Who's to say, for example, you get a slight niggle and you take a little bit longer to get to that checkpoint than you would do if it's 10 miles away. Again, as soon as you get dehydrated, you're just making things 10 times worse for you. Once those legs start cramping, it's a lot of effort, a lot of work. Those muscles are having trying to work to try and keep you going while suffering. You're just zapping up that energy and you're just making your race harder. So make sure you're self-sufficient as much as possible. Like I said, checkpoints are bonuses more than anything else. Brilliant. I think that's pretty much all I need to talk about hydration. I don't think there's anything else to add. If there is, I might add some more in the remarks. If you've got any tips for people about hydration, again, put that in the comments below. If you've got any questions about hydration, again, give that a fire to me. There's other things like the test wise, just quickly going back to it, is you can send off sweat samples and sweat tests. You can get a proper test to work out how much your hydration. The weighing one for the 60-minute is a rough idea, but I find I use it quite as a mark, and it's sort of, I seem to get it quite right with that, but it takes a bit of practice. Anyway, cool. Thank you so much for watching. I've been waffling on enough. Anyway, have a great week, everyone. Good weekend. See you next week.